Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming, and we are very excited to have you present for us, Kiersten. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us
Okay.
what you will be talking about today.
Okay. Well, I would be happy to. So hopefully, you guys will just, whenever you're back in the gallery, there we go. Okay. Well, I'm so excited to be with you. I'm Kiersten Kanaster, and I have a program where people who've had a brain injury, stroke, or Parkinson's, they come and we practice. I think we are what should follow speech therapy, and we do a lot with rhythm. And I'll tell you a little bit about, or remind you a little bit about what rhythm and music can do as you work toward your brain injury recovery. And we're going to do some things together that go on in my classes, which should be stimulating, hopefully engaging and entertaining, and have a lot of benefits for your cognition, your memory, your speech, and even your movement. So there are a lot of good benefits for that. And I plan to give you a little demo, and you can come along with me and I'll explain why on earth we are doing those things. So I'm very excited to be with you for that. And I'm not a speech therapist. I have a master's degree in voice pedagogy, and a lot of people who were in my master's program became speech therapists, and some of us went on to become performers and singers, and that's what I did. So I have a very unique approach to this that I try to keep it fun and engaging, because that way makes your exercise more pleasant, and you may want to do more of it, which will serve your recovery better.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Okay, you're welcome. That's so good. All right. So the thing is that I found a really good summary of what music and rhythm can do to benefit you as you recover from a brain injury. There was just a page of it on a website, and I'm going to refer to that just to keep it very simple. And I think what we'll do is, as we look at those elements, we will stop and do some things. So you can, I want to encourage you to jump in and try things with me. Everybody's on mute. Okay. You're welcome to jump in. I vote that you do. You certainly could be off camera or something if you wish, but it doesn't matter if you're good at it, if you have rhythm, if you sing well, on mute, no one's going to hear you anyway. And so I'll explain. We'll talk about a couple benefits, and then we'll do some things. I've got two songs. Also have a musical warm-up that has something instrumental short for St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is coming. Okay, good. Yeah. So without further ado, I guess I didn't check to see whether I could share my screen, but I can. So I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to go on to, we're going to look at this website here. So hopefully, I don't want to plagiarize this. This is not, but when I read this and I've looked at several different things, this is why we do what we do. And this is exactly the information that I think would be the most beneficial to you. So we're going to read it together. I may elaborate a little, and then we'll get right to an activity that correlates with that. So here we go. All right. Why rhythm works for the brain. Now, you may know this, you may not, but even if you've heard it before, I have really learned that some repetition with important facts is a huge benefit as we're working on recovering from brain injury. And That's what I'll say for right now. Okay, why rhythm works for the brain. Here we go. Music activates multiple areas of the brain simultaneously: auditory, motor, emotional, and even memory centers. For some recovering from a brain injury, this multisensory stimulation is incredibly valuable. When you clap, tap, or sing along to a beat, you're doing more than making music. You're rebuilding neural pathways. Now, I have heard that and I have witnessed that. Tapping along, clapping along. What shall I say? Key benefits of keeping rhythm. I'll just tell you that I have read, I've talked to a lot of therapists, speech therapists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, a couple of neuropsychologists too. And I have learned that having an external beat, which we're about to experience in a moment, music that's outside you, where you are listening for the beat, putting it in your body in some way, like we just saw, clapping, tapping, moving along, even singing along to a beat. It has a very profound impact on neural connection creation and on cognition, on speech, because there are different parts of the brain that are working together as you process that information. So, and in fact, what I'm going to ask you to do next, or first, I should say, I've had several therapists come and see class and say, "Oh, what I'm about to ask you to do is so good for executive function because you're having to listen to something, watch something on the screen, follow directions in real time as you're moving your body." And so that has many benefits for your cognition, your executive function, your speech. So that's what we'll do right now. Now, you may have heard before that you have a midline that divides one side of your body from the other. And when you cross, okay, he's heard of that. When you cross over it with your arm or your leg, you are building neural connection when you do that also. So we're going to toss that into the mix. So what I have for you is 3 simple moves that will happen in the same order a couple of times. I'd like for us to feel a rhythm. We're going to generate our own rhythm here, do those things, and then I would like to put it with music. So we'll be doing several things: crossing the midline to build neural connection. I'll ask you to watch what's happening, take action on what you see happening, and then we'll put it with music, which is less than 2 minutes long. It's an Irish tune for St. Patrick's Day. So you'll be doing a lot of things at once to help executive function. Now, it'll be a little with your memory too, because we're going to do those 3 things to see if you could remember those 3 things in their order. So what I'll do is I will show you, I made a little slide deck for us to follow along with this. And so hopefully this isn't too elementary for you. And hopefully you can see, can everybody see that okay? Should I make it smaller? Is it okay?
It's perfect.
Okay, good. A thumbs up. There you go. All right. So you can see we've got numbers on the screen. And if you wish, I think it's a great addition if it's doable for you to count 1 to 4 as we do this. So you see this visual, she's got her arm up. So you want to take your best arm. Maybe you have an affected arm. Take your best arm, put it up, and you're going to cross over the midline, cross over your face, and point it down toward your floor. And as you do that, as you put your arm up, you'll go 1, 2, then bring it down for 3, 4. We're going to do that together and feel the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll do it on the other side. The other arm goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so if you've got an affected arm, you could support it and use it. We definitely encourage, I know Erin's a physical therapist. I've talked to smart physical therapists who've said you should be using your affected parts, your affected appendages as much as possible in these exercises. So I do try to get that going. You just can support it, hold it, and go to your range of motion, adjust it to suit you. Okay, so that was number 1 of 3. So the arm up action is the first move. The second move is this one. You can clasp your hands together, and then you'll do a little twist. So that way, now you're crossing the midline, and you'll put your arms, you put them out and in. You could say with me, out and in, out and in. Other side, out and in, out and in. So that was number 2, move number 2. Do you remember the first move? Can you picture it in your mind? So the first move is this one. We'll put them together. Moves 1 and 2, arm up. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the next move is out and in, out and in, other side, out and in, out and in. Now, okay, we did that the other side. Okay, I got a little crazy here. This says same pattern, now 1 time each. This is what I think we should do. I think we should just do 1 arm and then clasp your hands and go on the other side. So we're just doing 1 of each that time. Now the last move is this. The last move is you put your arm over your head and say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And each and good, you guys. Wait for good audience participation over there. Well done, gentlemen. Now, each and every one of these 3 moves, you are building neural connection. You are crossing the midline with each and every one of these moves. And then it's going to repeat, basically. And you will see these on the screen as the music comes up. So we'll be listening for the music, finding the beat, putting it in your mind and in your body, trying to watch and follow directions as you're listening to the music. Is that clear as mud or what? So before we bring the music on, we'll go a little bit faster. I think you guys are moving quickly, so I think we should do a double time. It'll make it more interesting for you, I think, because the music's not too fast. We're going to do this double time. You tell me if that's fine with you. All right, so sit up a little bit taller in your seat and get ready for your arm up. We'll do it faster. We're going to go like this. I lied to you. We're not doing it double time because I don't want to confuse us, but we will go a little faster. Last time, and ready, and here it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now clasp your hands out and in, out and in. Other side goes out and in, out and in. Now you just do, oh, there we go. Then we just do, whoops, I guess this one crosses over here. We skip one part of that. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are your 3 moves. There's the up and down. There's the out and in, and then there's the arm over your head. And that's all there is to that. So I want to encourage you as you're listening to the music, it's about less than 2 minutes. As you hear the music, feel it in your body. See if you can follow along with your arm. If you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, that's another good benefit. Well, let's bring it on. Okay, I'm going to put this away right now. When we're finished with this, you can let me know if you have any thought or any question, and we'll see what else is on that very good synopsis page. And I'll have something else for you. That's not what I meant to pull up. I meant to pull up this one. Okay, St. Patrick's, Shamrocks. All right. First thing you can do, we're not moving your arm quite right away. You can be listening for the beat for a moment first. Here we go. Get ready to put your arm up. Other side. fist out. And the other side goes out. Now just one. And out. And in. Now 1, 2, hold on 1 second, because I heard that they don't hear anything. Can you hear music coming? All right, we'll take off from where we were. On your marks, get set. Here we go. Other side. Oh, we were almost all the way through that when that happened. Okay, sorry about that, ladies. I'm going to play some more things, so hopefully that will come through, and we will. Oh, before we stop sharing, I guess my question is, does anyone have anything they would like to say? That makes sense? Could you follow it okay? Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, well, I do want to go back and share another element of this, so here we go. All right, we're going to talk about key benefits of keeping rhythm. I mean, I wish I had written this. All right, strengthening neural connections, rhythmic activity. That's what we were just doing. We're going to do some more. Encourages communication between different parts of the brain. We were just talking about that. Helps restore coordination and cognitive processing, which are often affected after an injury. Okay. Anyone here in speech therapy or wish you were in speech therapy right now? This supports speech and language recovery. I've watched this. I've been doing this nearly 10 years, and I've watched the rhythm make a huge difference in someone's ability to bring their idea to mind and then make that connection between their mind that have to come together and the muscles to get it out into the world. It's been miraculous. It seems too simple to be useful, but it really is. So singing along, which we're about to do, singing along to simple, repetitive songs can help survivors regain speech. Pairing words with melody provides cues that make language easier to recall and articulate. I'm going to go ahead and read that little 2 sentences once more because it is very important. I've watched it make a huge difference for survivors over several years. It's been amazing, and we're about to put that exact thing into practice. So, singing along to simple, repetitive songs can help survivors regain speech. Pairing words with melody provides cues that make language easier to recall and articulate. I don't know if you have a challenge finding words when you need them, having your ideas stay in your mind in order to deliver them to someone. I can't tell you how I've watched this help with that. So here we go. I have 2 songs for you that I've adjusted them to make them. We're just doing the simplest part of the song, and I'll be anxious to see if you know this song. This is from the 60s. And the idea here is we're going to go start to finish. It's going to repeat. It's meant to be pretty simple. And for you to be keeping that steady beat with me, whether you're moving side to side in your seat, you could take your arm and go across your body like this, or tap your chest to find a beat. See if you can follow, track the words with your mind, with your eyes. You can hum along, la, la, la along, or sing along. Okay, I hope you will. You're on mute, so no one's going to hear you anyway. I'm making sure that goes. Okay, get ready. We're going to keep a beat going all the way through this. It's not too long, and it repeats. It goes something like this. You're breathing in. I can't see me loving nobody but you. For all my life, feel the beat when you're with me, baby. The skies will be blue. For all my life, keep the beat, me and you and me. No matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together. Hope you know this tune a little bit. Then we repeat it. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. And it goes, when you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Feel the beat if you can. Me and you and me. No matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together. There's a little part that goes, we won't sing it now. There's a little bop, 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 bop. I don't know if this is familiar to you, but even if it isn't, hopefully you can feel a steady beat going. And I would encourage you, you could tap or feel every syllable. This helps a lot too. Those of you who might be trying to say bigger words, add bigger words back into your vocabulary, speak and articulate things quickly and clearly. Rhythm can help you do that. I'm thinking of a big word that we just did. I don't know, somebody earlier would say, oh, we were talking about the word adventurous. If you feel, and in speech therapy, they'll do that, melodic intonation therapy, where they might have you tapping your left hand or feeling that rhythm as you say, adventurous, adventurous, adventurous. So this has a good benefit for that. Can't see me loving no. What we'll do here, I think I'm just going to bring on the turtles. They're the ones who sing this tune. We're going to hear music, just like we did with that Irish tune. There's going to be an external beat, and science shows that listening to an external beat, trying to get that beat into your body and line up your watching the words go by and trying to get the words out can help with your speech and your cognition, your memory, right? So your executive function. So that's what we're about to do. So I hope you will try it along with me. You can hum along, you can sing along, you can la, la, la along. It starts right away. So take good breaths, feel the rhythm, and do what you can. You're on mute, so we can't hear you. And I hope you will just give it a go. Here it comes.
Just the dice, and to be the only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. I can't see nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. The dice, it had to be the weather. So happy together. We're happy together. So
that wasn't too loud for you on your end. So I don't know if you noticed too, all the repetition, that's on purpose. Remember, we had seen that. And if anybody has any comment, they want to jump in and say something about that, I welcome that. You're welcome to do that. In my classes, we have a lot of participation for a good reason, right? Because when you're trying to, right, this can be, we have a lot of social time coming together on a very specific thing we're talking about, connecting with others on a personal level if you can. That's a really big benefit to improve your social skills after brain injury. So do a lot of that. So I'm used to having people talk. Okay, now here we go. So I have one more tune I want to offer you if you want to. And Erin, if our time's up, we don't have to do that for sure. But I'll just tell you, memory and attention. I have been stunned at what people say when they're in class and there's a song each week. You may review last week's song. We do little exercises together and then have connected conversation together, focused on a specific goal. I bet you each have specific goals for your recovery. You certainly should. Doing that a little bit over time with other survivors. I can't believe the difference. I have seen memory and attention improve. People report that it does. So here is a quick statement about that. Rhythm and repetition enhance memory retention. Familiar songs can trigger positive associations during therapy sessions. So I'm going to say one thing about that. It's important too, if you would take music and put it in as part of your recovery. If you find music that's uplifting and positive, it can improve your mood, can help your morale. And as I'm sure you've experienced, you get a lot farther with your exercises if you're focused and you're feeling positive and upbeat about the possibility of your recovery. So we keep the music upbeat. So if I would encourage you to listen to music, hum along, sing along, tap along to music daily, and choose things that are positive, that make you feel good and energized. For all those reasons that I let you know about. Okay, that's about, I just don't want to overstep there. So that's about 30 minutes. Oh, good question. Good question. Do I have a list of songs with repetition? Good question. You know, the Beatles as my next tune, the Beatles have a lot of simple songs with repetition. And I should put together a little list. I edit these so that we have a lot of repetition in them. But I could probably get you a little list. If you wanted me to email it to you, I probably could do that. I don't know if anyone has any question. Oh, you're welcome. But it's a pleasure here.
You can definitely email it to us at Beyond Concussion. We'll be happy to share with everyone. So our next newsletter that comes out will have all this information and we can add it to that.
Okay, excellent. That sounds good. Okay, I'm looking. What type, Ariana? Okay, let me see. What type of music would you recommend? We get headaches often. Good question. I feel like survivors that I've had in class who get headaches often, they, especially with music or bass. Yeah, well, you'd want to find one that just doesn't bother your head. I know that sounds really like a no-brainer there, but I know sometimes, it depends on the recording. Like on YouTube, if you go to listen to music, it should be something that you enjoy, that's affirming and uplifting. And if the recording just sounds too heavy bass wise, or too loud, or the instruments, the sound of it bothers, then, you know, even, certain songs, let's just take a Beatles song. There can be a piano version, then there could be one with, all the instruments. A lot of times there are like piano versions of things on YouTube, and the piano might be easier on your head than, say, the drums and electric guitar. So that's what I would say about that. YouTube.
So I have
Amazing.
a problem with repetition. Anything that repeats too much,
Mhm.
it gets me very agitated and irritated. It doesn't matter if it's words or it's music, especially when it's music. I can't tolerate it.
In that case, then that's what I love about what's out there, is because you can find things that don't repeat as much. I would think that the benefit of hearing some external beat and trying to go along with that, whether you're humming, singing, tapping, um, if you just find something that's not as repetitive for you, then, because certainly that annoyance would get in the way of the benefit for you. Yeah, that's a good point. Anybody else have that challenge where too much repetition is annoying, hard to handle? No, no, nobody here. I've
Every
probably
brain injury is different, so
absolutely. Yep. And that's why you do have to, I know you have to tailor things to suit you for sure. But that's what I love about music. There's a lot of variety to be had, and I bet you can find something that fits the bill. Hmm. Good. Those are good questions. Got any more?
So I didn't introduce myself in the very beginning just because I was waiting for everybody to join the meeting.
Mhm.
And then you did an amazing job just hopping on there and getting going. So thank you.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
my name is Peggy Kayamian, and I'm one of the co-founders of Beyond Concussion.
Got it.
Ariana's my daughter, and she was the reason why we started this whole journey with Beyond Concussion. I don't know where we've met. I know that I've seen you somewhere, but I'm so happy that you're here today and I get to see your presentation. We appreciate your time.
Oh my gosh, you're welcome. I sometimes I feel like I'm over here in a vacuum. So it's really good to connect with people. And I think we might have met at the San Diego brain injury. I want to say, are they an association or a foundation?
The San Diego Brain Injury Foundation, maybe at a walk or at one of
Yes,
their meetings.
that
It's
sounds
very
right.
possible. Mhm.
That sounds right. Yeah, so it's a pleasure, and I've known about you guys. Yeah, I would love to connect with you. It's funny because my program starts with the word beyond also. Yeah, it's beyond high C. So we have some synergy that way.
Yeah, and go
Yeah.
ahead and share whatever you'd like to share with everyone in case, they want to sign up or if, they want more information. Um, I know that you have social media,
Hmm.
can share
Yes, I
whatever you like.
do. Yeah, I have. Okay, well, and what I could do, with your permission, Peggy, I could send you, I just got some brand new, like a trifold brochure, and I could send that to you guys if I could send you some. It's got a QR code. I'll show you the QR code on here, but on our website, it has details, but anybody can come and sample class for free. And we have a class that's 8 weeks, a class a week for 8 weeks, and people register again and again and again. They're targeting very specific goals, memory goals, cognition goals, speech goals there. Would you say specific repetition practice is different than typical music therapy? Joe, but I've heard people have gone for help. Good question, Ariana. So I know that in music therapy, when they're working one-on-one with people, my sense is that they tailor the music selection, just like Peggy was saying, like to fit your, you know, to fit your injury, to offer things that don't, that don't overstimulate you, or that don't, things that appeal to you and work with you, and for specific reasons. So they get very personalized. I know that for sure. And then they do target the same kind of goals that we do, which I love. I love. But I love what we have is the component where survivors are together, supporting one another, all on the same level. So if you're an advanced person who speaks rather well, you'd be with other people doing, on that level. So that's a good question. Well, I'll show you very quickly our website, and then I'll show you the QR code, and then I'll send you some trifold brochures. And I'll tell you too that I've worked hard to keep, there is a fee for our class, but I try very hard to keep it reasonable. It's $13 a class. So it makes it $104 for 8 weeks, and you can see real progress in that amount of time. So, but we have, this is our website. It has details about the couple of things that we do. We also have a subscription that has a little exercises, follow along. Every week is fresh and new, and the opportunity to come together and build your confidence as you are talking with other survivors, targeting what you're trying to target. I love doing that because everyone, just like she said, every injury is different, and everyone is in a different place, focused on a different thing they're trying to improve. So beyondhighc.com is our website if you want to check it out. And I think I have our trifold pulled up. So I will send some of these, but if I blow this up a little bit, that is our QR code right there that'll take you to beyondhighc.com. And I'm very proud of it. It's what I get up every day and can't wait to do, to watch survivors run toward their goals and make progress and feel good and take ownership of their recovery. That's really what we are about doing, and I'm very proud of that. And boy, music really, I just can't impress upon you all enough how much rhythm and music has an impact. So I encourage you to put music and some rhythm in your practice. Yeah, so there you go. So I'll send those to you. Yeah, beyondhighc.com. That's us. Stop sharing that. I could maybe put it in the chat. Shall I just drop it in the chat maybe? Okay. Anybody have anything it's a pleasure to be with you. And Erin, thank you so much for reaching out and inviting me. I'm really, really grateful to be here with you. I can tell you that for sure. Oh, you sure do. I have another question about the music. With something like bilateral beats without words, but accompaniment by movement? That's a good question. I think there is an extra benefit to having words, but the rhythm is powerful on its own. So I would say that something that's just music, like we were doing with the Irish tune, definitely a benefit, as long as you can hear it, beat outside yourself, and then you're finding the beat with you. It's your engagement with it. That's what I think makes the difference. It's not just having something on in the background, but that your mind and your body are trying to engage and sync up with the beat and the rhythm that's there. Yeah, it's a good question. You're welcome. I hope that was a helpful answer.
And I have to agree with you, Kristen. Thank you, Erin. If you'd like to hop on and introduce yourself. Erin has been amazing in helping us put together all these workshops, and he's put in a lot of time and energy, and we absolutely appreciate him.
Oh, that's very sweet. But I've really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed today. I have a question. If I'm trying to improve my memory, for instance, do you have any recommendations on how to integrate maybe repetition and music into that? Like, for instance, I was just kind of brainstorming myself, maybe um, switching out a word in a song that's repeating for one of a thing that I need to remember or something like that. I imagine your students maybe have found different strategies for, um, you know, tackling different issues that they come across in their day to day. And so I'm just curious if you have any unique strategies for, you know, addressing some of the difficulties on a day to day basis.
I do. There's one strategy that I think is really fun and it seems to be really effective. I remember when I was in graduate school, we were given tests, like there are famous pieces of music, Mozart wrote some famous things, Beethoven, very famous for things. And they would test us to see if we knew when they played the tune who was the composer and what the piece was. And so we would come up, I think they call it a mnemonic. I don't know if it's not a mnemonic device, but we would come up with things. And I had and there are things out there where you could sing along to the tune, but your own lyrics. So, for example, let's say to that tune, the Happy Together tune, let's say I was trying to remember a sequence of things like, let's say when I get home from work, I I want to put my shoes away, put my keys down, and get some water. So if I'm trying to remember shoes, then keys, then water, if I could hear that tune, da 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 dum. Shoes, keys, get some water. Then repeat that. Shoes, keys, get some water. And if you were to, and now that might drive Peggy crazy. So that wouldn't be for Peggy, but that kind of thing, so effective. And it is keeping it, that was really simple. And I don't know about you guys, but in my practice, I have found that people, well meaning, on a mission to get better, they make things too complicated and they're trying to grasp too many things at once. So that would be my second piece of advice. If you are trying to improve something specific, that you take a manageable bite and get that going well before you take on the next bite. Because so many times I feel like they're trying to improve five things at once and they end up not improving any of that very much. But putting keywords with a familiar tune is very powerful.
So I don't have nearly as good a rhythm or voice as you, but prior to my brain injury, before I left the house or before I left the office, I would always be like keys, wallet, phone, and I would like involve a tapping of my pockets and all these things. And I kind of went away from that after my brain injury, and this is all kind of reminding me of that pattern that I used to have. But it was kind of like a tapping and a repeating things to make sure that I didn't leave the office, then get home and have no way of getting in.
That's perfect. I'm going to use that. That's good. Yeah, that's kinesthetic element. That is so powerful. We're doing something I've been noticing with people. There are people in classes who they're trying to say more, trying to be a bigger part of conversations, and the class discussion's going and everyone's into it, but they can't jump in. When they involve their physical body, like you're describing, they'll like have a cue, like they're going to put their finger up, and then, or we have this analogy going in one of the classes where it's like we all have a hockey stick and we're trying to get the puck, in the conversation, you need to be touching that puck somewhere in there. And so I see people kind of doing this, like they're jockeying for their hockey stick. There's some sort of physical element that goes to helping you remember. So that's very smart. Yeah, you should get back into that.
So
Mhm.
here's a question completely off topic, but because it just happened to me right now, I'm wondering if anyone has any idea how I can improve this. movement makes me nauseous. Just watching you talk with your hands, I'm nauseous right now. I
Mm.
can't, so I keep having to remove myself and then come back. Is there anything that you have heard of that can help improve that?
Well, as you were saying that, that's the first thing I thought of was I've a lot of survivors in the beginning where they would remove themselves, look away, look away, take a moment, and come back. Now, I don't know if this would be of help or not, but I haven't seen it in practice too much. But if something's making you dizzy, to find something to focus on, perhaps it would be one of my books in the background or something on your desk where you could just dial in your attention on a non-moving object for a moment. And there is something that's another very simple thing that has a huge impact is breathing. And it just seems too easy to simple to make a difference. But anytime things start swirling, things start getting overwhelming, closing your eyes maybe, but just taking a breath and coming back to a centered place in you can dial down that stimulation and dial down whatever overwhelm it might be bringing. Yeah. Oh, Ariana. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for being here, Ariana. It was a pleasure, and you have good questions. Good
Okay,
questions.
I was kind of thinking, I was wondering, I don't know the research behind it, but there's a principle that we use oftentimes in like physical therapy, which is an exposure therapy, where you have graded exposure to something that, for in this case, makes you nauseous, and little doses over time can scale into longer and longer tolerances. Um, and so you're kind of like habituating whatever pathway is causing you to be, nauseous because of the movement. And it's a principle that's applied, for many different conditions. But yeah, just I was just kind of thinking about different paradigms for addressing it, at least from the PT world. So just my thoughts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have improved a lot. In the very beginning, I couldn't drive because everything around me was moving and it would make me nauseous. I couldn't go to the beach because the water was moving and it would make me nauseous. So it was everything, just life moves around you constantly. And I'm now completely fine with that. It's just when it's right in front of me. So if I'm watching a screen or even a fast action movie. And I've tried a lot of different therapies, and even though I'm better, but it's still there.
What Aaron had said, I've had that experience. It's just anecdotal in a lot of my classes. Survivors who may come in and say that they would do that, like, oh gosh, this is too much. I need to remove. I need to just, walk away, get calm, and come back. I would say, I would say 95%. And maybe it has something to do with what Aaron is mentioning, but they acclimate to it and they have to go away less frequently. And then at some point they don't need to go away from the screen. So I don't know if that's playing a role or not. I'm so glad yours is improved somewhat, but that's gotta be frustrating to say the least. Yeah, that fixed spot might be something. I should get some opinions from people in classes. Hmm. Gaze stabilization has put mostly happens, yes. You need someone trained with concussion and vestibular rehab. Doing gaze stabilization and habituation exercises helps a lot. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Yeah, that's good. Good conversation. Yeah, so
Close to the end of our meeting, so if anyone has any other questions, right now would be the best time. Let us know.
ooh,
So not a question, but wanted to thank you, Kirsten. I really hadn't heard any of this before. What we were just getting to, I had because I have the same issues as Peggy it does as well with movement and motion sickness. But I feel like and I know there's some music that affects me, and I know I have a music like not just playlist, but I have Spotify. So there's times where things just come up if I put it on a radio, and I'm just like, oh, go, like keep moving. You go to the next song. I can't stand that. I just and it's not this even the song. It's that bass that Ariana was talking about. Really, it's usually that for me. But anyway, I think I'm going to be paying a lot more attention. So thank you.
Yeah, that's great. The more you can incorporate feeling a rhythm, tapping along. I love that you just go on to the next one. I think that's absolutely the approach. And then this whole cross body action, while you're listening, doing that yeah, just an underlying benefit for a lot of things you might be trying to improve. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm so glad you were here. That song in my head. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Thank you for that. Those good comments would help me too. Yeah. 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 Well, I just wish everyone the best with their recovery. I know it continues on. The people that I have the privilege of having in classes, they're on a mission to make every day better than the one that came before, and they find so much satisfaction and confidence and happiness in their continuing recovery. So I just love that, and I just wish that for all of you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. This was great. We learned a lot, and we look forward to getting the list of songs that you might have to be able to share with everybody.
Yep.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Hopefully, we will see you in another meeting. Have a good evening, everybody.
Okay, you too.
Yeah.
Bye. Thanks, you
Bye.
guys.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.
Thanks, Kirsten.
You're welcome. Thanks again for having me.
Really enjoyed it.
Bye.
Take care.
You too.
Thanks, Peggy.
Thank you so much. You are, I'm so grateful. Thank you. This has been great. Everyone that comes on has so much great information to share, and we're happy that for anyone that can join us in the meeting and anyone that cannot, it goes out in the newsletter, so they do see it or hear it at some point.
Your thanks was very kind, but you guys are the ones who do all of the the work. So I'm, as my grandma would say, it's my pleasure. But thank you for all that you guys are doing.
Of course. Thank you. All right. Have a good evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.